The great arena of stars floated above a dying sun, its metal walls glowing from the solar heat. Inside, over 10,000 alien leaders gathered from every part of the galaxy. Creatures with wings, scales, horns, and glowing eyes sat in silence. They had come for peace talks between Earth and the Zarn Empire. No one expected blood. General Krager of the Zarn Empire stood in the center. He was tall, with silver skin and red armor that pulsed with energy. His voice had once silenced rebellions, with a single word. Now, he stood with arms crossed, waiting. Across from him stood a small figure, dressed in black. A mask covered his face. He said nothing. He moved even less. That figure was Riku the silent ninja from Earth. Whispers filled the crowd. That human looks weak. Why didn't Earth send a general? Is this some kind of joke? But the humans did not joke, and Riku did not smile. The High Council called for silence. "This is a moment of peace," said the speaker. "Let Earth and Zarn show respect." Krager took a step forward. His voice was loud, filled with anger. "Respect? You dare ask me to respect them?" He turned, walked slowly toward Riku, and stopped just inches away. The arena was silent. Everyone watched, not even breathing. "You are nothing," Krager growled. "A shadow, a ghost. Earth is weak." Then he raised his hand and slapped the human. Across the face, the sound echoed like thunder in the arena. Gasps filled the chamber. Some aliens rose from their seats. Others covered their mouths. But Riku did not fall. He did not even move. He slowly turned his face back toward Krager, his eyes calm, unblinking for 2 long seconds. No one spoke. Then Krager's skull exploded. It was sudden. It was silent. And it was final. His head shattered like glass. His body dropped with a heavy thud. Blood and sparks covered the metal floor. Panic broke out. Some leaders screamed. Others tried to run. Guards raised their weapons. But Riku stood still. He had not touched Krager. He had not moved at all. The Zarn Empire's soldiers rushed in. Their weapons pointed at Riku. But he raised one hand slowly on. They stopped. Not because of fear, because their weapons melted in their hands. Smoke rose from the hot metal. The guards backed away, eyes wide. He didn't even move. One alien whispered. Did he use magic? No, that was something else. Riku finally spoke. His voice was quiet, but the arena fell silent to hear him. He touched Earth's silence. He said, "Now he sleeps in it." The council was frozen. The speaker stood, his voice shaking. "This act, this murder, will bring war." But Riku was already walking away. "He started it," he said without looking back. The Zarn soldiers tried to chase him, but they couldn't see where he went. One moment he was walking, the next he was gone. In the dark halls beneath the arena, alarms rang. Guards searched every room, doors locked. Lights turned red, but no one could find Riku. He moved through the shadows like smoke. Cameras didn't see him. Scanners didn't detect him in a cold cell deep underground. An old alien prisoner sat watching the alarms. He laughed softly. "They woke a storm," he said to no one. The guards near him turned. "What did you say?" The prisoner smiled. "You slapped a human ninja, and now you expect mercy." Back in the command tower, the speaker met with other leaders. "We must stop him," said the Zarn ambassador. "He killed a general," he responded, said the Earth ambassador calmly. "With what?" shouted another leader. "His mind is blood. What kind of weapon is he?" The Earth ambassador leaned forward. "Riku is not a weapon. He is a warning." The room went silent. 3 hours later, news of the slap and the skull traveled across the galaxy. On the planet Varnock, citizens watched the footage. Over 1 billion eyes stared as Krager slapped Riku, and then died. Many laughed at first, then they realized something terrifying. The human never moved. On battle stations and warships, commanders reviewed the footage again and again. "If that human can do this," said one admiral, "what can 10 of them do?" The galaxy began to panic. A day later, the Zarn Empire declared Earth an enemy. They sent warships toward the council arena, demanding Riku's arrest. But when they arrived, they found only a message carved into the floor. "You slapped one. You awakened all." There was no sign of Riku. Only fear remained. In a quiet forest on Earth, Riku stood before a lake, calm as ever. A small boy ran to him. "Sensei, they're scared of you." "I know," Riku said. "Why didn't you fight back with your hands?" Riku looked at the water. "Sometimes the quietest strike is the loudest." The boy frowned. "Will there be war?" Riku shook his head. "Not today. They're still listening." Meanwhile, in space, an alien ship drifted alone. The pilot sent a message to his emperor. "We slapped a ghost," he said, "and now the shadows are watching." The message ended with static. No one ever heard from that ship again. Back at the Galactic Council, a new rule was written. No one laughed. Some things don't need to be explained, and in the darkness of the stars, one silent warrior continued walking, never seen, never heard, but always known. The Zarn Empire sent medical drones, scanners, and memory sweepers into the arena. They tried to replay the moment over and over again, slowed down to each second. His skull shattered as if crushed from the inside. Inside the security room, the council guards were afraid, leaned toward the screen, and whispered, "Did he break the laws of physics?" Another replied, "No. He followed the oldest law of Earth. Never insult a silent man." The room went quiet. Someone muttered, "He's still here, somewhere." A young Zarn officer panicked. "We must find him before the Empire sends more ships." He murdered a general. But deep inside the Council's underground prison, Riku sat calmly in a dark cell. He had let them take him 3 hours earlier. After Krager's death, Riku walked back into the arena's exit hall. He didn't run. He didn't hide. He stood still, waiting. The guards pointed weapons at him, their hands shaking. One shouted, "Don't move." Riku obeyed. He didn't blink. He didn't breathe. The guards slowly circled him, activated anti-human cuffs, and placed them on his wrists. He didn't resist. They led him through thick metal doors and locked him. Inside a gravity-sealed prison block, one alien commander looked at him through the glass. "You just made 1,000 enemies," he said. "You'll never leave alive." Riku didn't answer. He simply closed his eyes and sat cross-legged on the cold floor. Hours passed. Outside the cell, a strange energy filled the air. Guards began reporting strange things. "Sir, the lights flickered. Commander, 2 security bots are offline. The cameras on level 6 just went black." "All of them," one guard shouted. "My weapon, it's hot." They dropped their gun. It melted into the floor. "Sealed the doors," the captain shouted. "He's doing something." But inside the cell, Riku had not moved. He hadn't spoken. Opened his eyes. A scientist watching the monitors whispered, "This isn't ninja training. This is something else." In the next cell over, an old alien prisoner sat up. He was thin, with long arms and cracked skin. His voice was weak, but sharp. "They should not have touched you," he said through the wall. Riku opened one eye. "You know what I am?" he asked. The prisoner nodded. "Yes, I fought on Mars. I saw the first Shadow War." "I was a child then," Riku said softly. "You were a weapon even then." Silence. The prisoner leaned against the wall. "Why did you?" "Let them take you." "To teach them," Riku said. "To make them listen before others rise." "They won't listen," the prisoner warned. "They only fear. Then they will remember." The alarms went off again. 2 guards had vanished. Only their boots were left in the hallway. No blood. No bodies. Just silence. The captain of the prison stood outside Riku's cell, sweating. "What are you doing? What are you—" Riku looked up. "I am the voice after the slap." "Did you kill those guards?" "No," Riku said. "I haven't moved." Suddenly, the cell door slid open by itself. All security failed. Riku stood slowly. The cuffs on his hands fell apart like dust. He stepped into the hallway. The captain raised his weapon. "Don't move." But Riku did, and in a blink, he was gone. The captain turned left. Nothing turned right. Nothing. Then he looked up and saw nothing but black across the galaxy. Earth's secret fleet had arrived near Council space. Stealth ships hidden by light bending. Tech floated just outside detection range. Inside the lead ship, Commander Hale watched the prison feeds. "He's making his move," she said. "Shall we assist him?" Hale shook her head. "No, he's not done teaching them." Back in the Council Tower, chaos spread. Leaders argued. Panic rose. He escaped the most secure prison in the galaxy, screamed the Czarn ambassador. He must be destroyed. Ambassador sat quietly. If he wanted destruction, she said, you'd already be gone. An alien from the ice world, Ornak leaned forward. What is he? Tell us the truth. The ambassador nodded. He was trained in silence. Forged under gravity 10 times stronger than Czarn's. He can hear heartbeats from a mile away. He can stop his own for 10 minutes. She paused. He is one of 50. Silence fell across the chamber. 50, someone whispered. They're not soldiers, she added. They are warnings. Deep inside the shadows of the council city, Riku watched a patrol pass. He didn't strike, not yet. He moved like a whisper, climbing walls and slipping through gates. Every time a camera caught a flicker of him, it froze and shut down every door he passed unlocked. But he touched nothing. He was heading somewhere, not to escape, but to deliver one last message at the top of the tower in the Hall of Judgments. The speaker stood alone. He looked up as the air shifted. The shadows behind the great golden seat moved. You came, the speaker said. Riku stepped forward. His voice was calm. You called me here. The speaker bowed his head. I did not. But perhaps we deserved this. I didn't come for revenge, Riku said. Then why? Riku looked around at the empty hall. To remind you, the speaker nodded slowly. What do you want us to remember? Riku's eyes darkened. That silence is not weakness. That peace is not fear. That you never raise a hand to a shadow without knowing what stands behind it. The speaker looked down. And if they don't, remember, Riku turned to leave, they will. He vanished into the dark dot the next day. The Czarn Empire called back their fleets. They declared a ceasefire with Earth. No reason was given. No threats were spoken. Only a single message was sent to every world in the galaxy. Never touch what walks in silence. Far from the stars, Riku returned to the mountains of Earth. He stood under falling snow, watching the wind move through the trees. The young boy from before ran up to him again. They say you scared the whole galaxy. I didn't scare them, Riku said. The boy blinked. Then what did you do? I reminded them, he said softly, that even shadows have teeth. And with that, he closed his eyes and vanished. Just like a ghost. The entire galaxy was watching Earth now. Across thousands of systems, alien leaders met in private. They whispered about one Mantha ninja who didn't run. The footage of Kreger's slap and skull explosion had been replayed billions of times. Everyone saw the same thing. No movement, no sound, just silence, and then death. But now, something worse had happened. Riku, the human ninja, had disappeared from the most secure prison in the galaxy without breaking a single door. The Czarn Empire called it an act of war. But many others, they called it a warning, in the darkness of space. A small Czarn patrol ship drifted through the council sector. Inside, 3 soldiers sat in silence, watching their scanners. The youngest, a thin alien with red eyes, tapped nervously on the console. Still don't understand, he whispered. How did he escape? The captain didn't look at him, because he never wanted to stay. The second soldier leaned forward. You mean, it was all part of the plan? No, the captain said. It was a lesson. The ship's lights flickered. One soldier jumped. What was that? They checked every system. No sign of malfunction. But behind them in the hallway, a soft breeze passed where there should be no wind. They stood up, weapons ready. The lights went out. Only one whisper remained in the dark. You were warned. Back on Earth, Riku stood at the top of a mountain. Clouds moved beneath his feet. He was dressed in simple clothes now. No armor, no mask. Just silence. A message arrived on his wrist device. The Czarn Empire is moving ships again. They want revenge, Riku replied with just one word. Let them come. Inside the Galactic Council Tower, the speaker paced across the hall. His face looked older now. His hands trembled slightly. Ambassadors from 6 different empires shouted at him. This human must be stopped. He escaped. He made us all look weak. Earth's ambassador sat quietly watching them all. He didn't make you look weak, she said softly. He just showed you the mirror. The room went silent. The Ornak ambassador finally spoke. What does he want? Earth's ambassador replied, nothing. Then why is he still out there? Because he's waiting, in deep space. A secret Czarn command ship prepared for war. Inside the command center, the new General Kreger's younger brother spoke to his elite squad. "He humiliated our people," the general growled. "He killed my brother." A soldier stepped forward. "With respect, sir," he didn't move. "I don't care," the general shouted. "We are the Zarn Empire. We do not kneel to shadows." He activated a holomap. "Find him. Find Earth's ninja. And when you do burn everything around him..." That night, above a small Earth village in the forest, stars began to fall, but they weren't stars. They were Zarn dropships. The people below had no weapons, no defenses. They were just farmers and children. The village leader ran to the center, square, and activated a distress beacon. High above, the Zarn general watched. "Let the humans beg," he said coldly. "Let them scream for help." The ships prepared to fire. Then, one by one, their power failed. Engines died. Weapons shut down. One ship exploded in mid-turno attack. No missile, just gone. The general stared in shock. "What's happening?" The pilot stuttered. "Sir, there's someone on the roof." The general ran to the window, and there he was, Riku, standing alone on top of the council shuttle they'd stolen. His hands behind his back, eyes closed, no armor, no sword, just waiting. The Zarn soldiers aimed their weapons. The general laughed. "Fire!" They fired. Nothing hit. The bullets vanished before reaching the roof. One soldier screamed. His gun melted. In his hands, another stepped forward and collapsed. Eyes wide, heart stopped, no wound, no sound. Just fear. Riku opened his eyes. The sky turned black, not with clouds, with Earth's silent ships. They had been cloaked above the village, waiting for his signal. Thousands of them. No lights, no sound, just presence. The general fell to his knees. "This was a trap," he whispered. "No," Riku said softly. "This was your second slap." The next morning, only one Zarn ship remained in orbit. It was empty. Every soldier had vanished. Only the general's voice remained on a repeating transmission. "We should have run, but the ninja never did." Inside the council tower, the speaker watched the report. His hands trembled again. "We are not ready for war with Earth," he admitted. "No," said the Ornoc ambassador. "We're not even ready for their silence." Earth's ambassador stood. "You sent weapons. We sent a man. What do you want?" asked the speaker. She turned to leave. Respect. That's all he waited for. Far away, Riku walked through a mountain path with the young boy beside him. "You didn't fight them," the boy said. "You just stood there." "Sometimes that's all it takes," Riku replied. "Were you scared?" "No. Why not?" Riku stopped walking. "Because I didn't come to run, I came to remind them." The boy looked up. "Of what?" Riku smiled, just a little. "That silence is stronger than 1,000 screams." The galaxy was silent. No wars, no attacks, no threats. After the Zarn Empire's failed assault on a peaceful Earth village they watched their weapons fail. Their soldiers vanish, and a single ninja break an entire army. No one dared speak against humanity, but the silence wasn't peace. It was fear. Inside the Galactic Council Tower, the speaker sat alone in the Great Hall. A message replayed on his screen. A Zarn commander, wide-eyed and broken, screamed over a static-filled feed. "We didn't see them. They came from nowhere. We fired, nothing worked. The ninja didn't move. He just stood there." Then the feed went black. The speaker closed his eyes. Enough, he pressed a button on his desk. "Bring me Earth's ambassador, now." Far above the council station, Earth's black armored fleet drifted in perfect silence, invisible to scanners. Waiting, watching, in the lead ship. Commander Hale stood before a large screen. The footage showed Riku walking down a forest path. No sound, no guards, just him and a child by his side. "Should we bring him back?" her officer asked. Hale shook her head. "No, the galaxy still needs to remember." She paused, and Riku knows exactly when to appear and when to vanish. The council chamber filled again, this time with fear, not pride. Aliens from every system sat quietly, no shouting, no chaos. Earth's ambassador entered calm and alone. She did not bow. She did not smile. She simply walked to the center. The speaker stood. "Humanity has shown its power." "We never showed power," she said. "You slapped it first." The speaker hesitated. Then what did we see? Patience, she replied. And what happens when patience runs out? There was a long pause. Finally, the speaker asked, "What do you want now?" The ambassador looked at the crowd. "Nothing," she said. "Not land, not gold, not planets." She raised one hand. "We only want this council to understand there are humans you don't see. You don't hear them. They walk in the shadows. They carry silence like a sword." She stepped closer. "You think you understand war. You don't. You understand noise, but humans." She leaned forward. "We mastered the art of silence. And when you break it, we don't shout. We end things." Light flickered across the station. A hologram lit up behind her. Riku appeared live from somewhere unknown. He stood still, hands folded in a quiet forest with trees swaying behind him. He said nothing, but his presence said everything. The council room held its breath. The speaker bowed his head. "Enough. You've made your point." Riku nodded. Once Loliand, the hologram vanished. A week later, the council voted new galactic law: never strike the unspoken. Sub-rule: Earth's silent fighters are protected by intergalactic order. No one opposed the motion. No one even spoke. Back on Earth, the young boy ran through the trees. "Sensei," he shouted. Riku stood by a river, still as stone. He didn't turn. "They said you won," the boy cried. "Everyone's scared of you." "I don't want them scared," Riku said. The boy tilted his head. "Then why'd you go?" Riku looked at the flowing water, to remind the galaxy that we can be kind, but not soft, peaceful, but not weak. The boy nodded slowly. "And what if they forget again?" Riku smiled behind his mask. "Then I wait. That's what ninjas do." Far in deep space, inside a Zarn military school, a young cadet raised his hand. "Sir, is it true that a human once stopped a war without lifting a weapon?" The instructor, an old veteran of the failed village attack, stared at the floor. "It's true," he said quietly. "But how?" The instructor looked up, voice trembling, because he wasn't just a human, he was a message. And that message lived forever, not written on paper, not carved in stone, but remembered in fear, in silence, and in every breath taken before a strike. Because once, a soldier slapped a human ninja, and 2 seconds later, the entire galaxy changed. The end.